Evening, everybody. How are we? Welcome. How are we? Happy Wednesday. Oh, I tell you what, these midweeks are coming around thick and fast now, aren't they? It feels like only 2 days ago since Monday, and that would be factually correct. So welcome, one and all. Hope you're good. Hope you've had a wonderful start to the week. I hope everything is fantastic in your world. Is it any less muggy now than it was before? Maybe it is, maybe it's not, I don't know. I hope it is a little bit cooler. Where you are in the world, things are nice and handy around here. We're having a lovely day. Just figured it's time to get ourselves back on the old FM train, because you know it's been a couple of days, as we say. And things, if you were in on Monday, things have started to look pretty decent at Rakow. We've started winning games. In fact, we didn't at first. At first, we were pretty poor. But then we fixed everything. And all of a sudden, I now look like a tactical genius. And if that happens, then I think it's time we need a new game. So let's have a quick little nosy. I'll show what I mean. Because it's a bit odd. Right? So keep your peepers ready. So this is where we are then, everyone. As you can see, there's not a lot we can glean from this screen that we maybe didn't know about already. We're in 7th, which is fine. You know, it's sort of where we roughly expect ourselves to be. Played 14, won 7, drawn 2, lost 5. Fine, not a problem. As you can see here, 2nd best goal scorers in the league with 28 goals. That's quite good. 9th best defence, so not brilliant in defence. We've only got a goal if it's a +5. Schedule-wise, let's have a look at the schedule. Again, didn't start particularly well. We're a little bit up and down and all over the place. Sketchy results. We're winning at home and then we're losing away from home. That sort of seemed to be the way that things were going. And then we lost 3 on the bounce and 2 draws. And I was like, right, we need to sort of have a little look at this and try and make something a little bit more sort of like, look at the problems, really. We were giving the ball away a lot. We were losing lots of turnovers. We weren't really shooting. We weren't really taking any chances. We weren't really playing to our strengths. We were sitting back. We were taking too much pressure. We were conceding a lot of the ball. And it was just backfiring on us. So we looked at it, stripped it down, put a little friendly in there to try and get morale up. And the shape stayed the same. I kept the shape exactly as it was. So 3 at the back, 2 wing backs, 3 in midfield, 2 up top. Role stayed the same, but I just looked at how we were playing, and I thought there was a few things we could change. As you can see here, my formation is now called polishing a turd, so I've kept that. So that's quite nice. So what we've gone from cautious to balanced. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was positive to balanced. So I've stepped back a little bit, but I've made us a bit more balanced in our approach. We are now a possession-based side. So that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to hold the ball. So as you can see, in possession, it's a little bit clearer, right? So we've notched that tempo down from like quite high down to slightly lower, taking a bit of time, being a bit more considered with the ball, right? Not rushing ourselves, keeping the passing quite short still. We're also playing out of defence, which we weren't before because we were counter-attacking. We were just launching it left, right and centre, and we were probably losing the ball quite a lot. So I thought, let's try and play the ball out of defence, do it that way. We're also not crossing the ball as much anymore because we were getting crosses in, particularly from the left full-back. But the actual percentage of crosses that were making their way into the box or connecting was like really, really poor. It was something like 18% of our crosses were actually being effective. So at that point, we might as well just figure we'd get gone and away we go. People on TikTok are saying there's no sound. There is sound. There's definitely sound. Can everyone on Twitch actually hear me? I've been talking for like 5 minutes. You'd think by now somebody would have said if the microphones aren't working. But there is definitely sound. So Marijan's saying that there's no sound. Can someone confirm that we are definitely getting sound? There you go, Brizimovic. I can hear on TikTok. There you go. Thank you, Brizimovic. And of course, everyone's got sound over here as well. So thank you, Marius. Maybe you need to just sort of log it off and log it back on again. See if that works. But I was going to say, I'm sure there's sound. I'm looking here on this gun. I've definitely pressed the microphone unmute button. And I've done that a few times before, but I wouldn't have got to this stage, had someone would have shouted at me by this point. So I've taken off crosses. I've gone for working the ball in the box to try and increase our likelihood of scoring, and it has worked, to be honest, as well. So that's been quite handy. In transition, we are counter pressing, but we're not looking to counter attack. Getting the ball out of the centre backs because there's 3 of them. Normally like the full backs, but there is 3 centre backs now, so there's one more to pick from, I suppose, really. And then opposition instructions, slightly higher defensive line as well. So that's again putting a bit more pressure on the opposition, defending a bit higher up the pitch, squeezing into that mid block as well. So that's my thinking, right? And that almost made it sound like I know what I'm talking about. So that is probably a first for everybody. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very rare I can come on stream, explain what my tactics are, and say this is how it works. Normally, I'm saying this is what I'm trying to do. It's not working. We'll have a try with someone else and see where it goes from there. But things have, as you can see, taken a very positive turn. What's that? 6 wins on the bounce. So, yeah, I'm aware we've turned the computer off and we're now facing the top of the league, Cracovia. It's going to go downhill from here. But remember when everything was fun. That's what we're going to do. Yeah. Yes, pressing forward on mid-block. Yes, I love a pressing forward. I'm all about pressing forward. I'm not about meta tactics with double advanced forwards, double segundo volantes, triple registas. Nah, bollocks to all that. We're going to go with what's called football logic. And we're going to try and instill that into the game and approach it as if it was real life. And that's what we're doing. So that's why we're going there. The low crosses as well, that's a bit of a cheat. Low crosses are a bit of a cheat because they still mix their crosses anyway. So we do need more ram deuters. That's a good point actually, Benacage. Yeah, a couple of more ram deuters in there. I do feel like a bit of a cheat because I've got an inverted wing back. I don't really like an inverted wing back, but he tucks in here as Kozurek moves into the half space. Again, a nonsense term made up by people who were born in the year 2000. So that's what's happening there, really. Logic is banned in this stream. Thank you, Rugio. Yes, and most Gareth Ainsworth chat, if last week was what was anything to go with. Football and Logic, is it a good recipe? It's certainly a recipe. Grab the camera for a Lamar Jackson edit. I don't know what that means. That's what? Just put my hand up next to it. There you go. There's a Lamar Jackson edit. Done. Right. Someone will explain whatever happens there. I've got a feeling I'm now going to end up on some platform, and it's gonna go badly. But there you go. Adam Whitehouse in on the follow. Appreciate it, Adam. Very, very kind indeed. Are you going to send it me? Thank you, Dylan. Yeah, much appreciated. I'm quite curious as to what's going to happen now. I'm quite excited. What we got here? 11 gun Ram Deuter. I use one in FM24. He doesn't get assists, he doesn't get goals, but he's always free on the wing for when the ball needs switching. He's excellent at driving the defensive line back. Ooh, interesting. So he doesn't score and he doesn't get assists, but he does have a bit of space. It's quite nice. Quite like that. Riches and are we poor or are we rich in Poland? Asked Meatwolf. I mean, we could probably take a guess. Not particularly rich. In fact, quite poor, to be honest. 1.2 million in debt. We're spending a little bit too much on wages. Transfer budget of $250,000. Poland might be a 1 season, 2 season thing, possibly. We'll see. Apparently, the Lamar Jackson thing is a TikTok trend. Okay, cool. I'll keep my eyes peeled for that because, of course, I do have a TikTok. We're streaming on TikTok. Welcome, of course, to our TikTok friends. We're on Twitch over here, obviously, and then of course we've got YouTube as well. So we've got lots of avenues to see the TJ content in whatever platform works for you. Do you know what I mean? So Rakow are on course to be fined for failing to meet the required amount of playing time for under 21s. We currently have to play 3,000 minutes in 34 matches. We've played 893 minutes in 14 matches. So we're not miles away, to be honest. So we can start putting a couple of extra under 21s in there. Make things up. Lamar Jackson is an NFL player who plays for the Ravens. I'm aware of that. I know that bit. He's got a clip where he's celebrating by grabbing the camera. So you grab the camera and they edit the clip. It's a stupid sound playing. Oh, right. Okay, cool. Okay, no, right. I understand that then. I understand that. Yeah, I'm aware of who Lamar Jackson is, but I was unaware of the trend. You see, Breeza Rimovic, do we start unemployed in this save, or did we choose a side? What's the overall goal? So, I can answer the first question. We started unemployed with no experience, no badges. We also have the top 5 nations turned off as well. So we haven't got England, Spain, Italy, France, Portugal, Holland. None of those are in, and that's more than 5. But you get my point. We haven't had those in. We actually went to Finland for our first job, the 2nd division of Finland. So we applied for loads of jobs and just picked whatever came forward. And we were in Finland for 4 years, and then we moved to Romania, where we were at Farrell Constanta, which is Georgie Hadji's club. Wojciech Tonia out with 6 months of a broken leg. It's a young striker taking a bit of a knacking, so he might not come back. The same player, and then of course, yeah. So we missed out on promotion with HIFK in Finland. We missed out on the title with Farrell at Stoya. Have you noticed the way the save's going? It's pretty much the Nearly Man save. Maybe that's the save. Maybe that's the new save. We call it the Nearly Man. So every time I get close to winning a title, I have to move. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's my thing. Could that be it? What do we reckon? Because we're trying to work out. Everyone's got their thing, haven't they? Like, you know, Lelujo and Work the Space, they've got the part to Prem, the non-league to legend. Omega Luke's got the rebuilds. Robbo's got a bit of a rebuild going on now. He's a new. He's got the retro angle with the Mad Scientist. Second yellow card. Build a Nation. Clate's director of football. Stinger, tactical wizard. RDF, tactical wizard. TJ, the Nearly Man. That's my save. Yeah, coming second all the time. That's what she said. Get it clipped. That's the thing. Yeah. So every time, without trying, I can't win anything in this save. So the overall idea of this save was meant to be to win like a Champions League or a World Cup or something. But now I'm thinking, try and not win anything. TJ Silver balls. Yeah, this is it. This is what we're here for. We're here for second. Second place is first place. The Mikel Arteta. That's the one. Oh, I like that. I like it a lot. Yeah, that can be the one. Or England in World Cups. Yeah. I don't know. I don't do topical football jokes. But there you go. If you do accidentally win something, do you get a forfeit? Maybe that's it. I haven't thought that far ahead, Rougeau. You've seen me, so winning something's gonna be like a stretch, right? It's unlikely we're gonna do that. Gonna have a thing where I ruin every team's finances. I'm 175 million in debt for this season alone, with 490 million of loan debt. Jesus Christ, Leicester, what are you up to? My word. Let's bankrupt a nation right there. This is true, even Lightning can strike the same place twice. That's a good point, actually, yeah. Yeah, so this is us against Cracovia, then top of the table, Cracovia. We're currently 7th, but only 3 points off 4th, behind Wisla Plock. Even Carol, how are you, buddy? Nice to see you. We're also in purple, by the way, so just in case you are brand new, wondering which team we are. Lyon got relegated to League 2 by the French FA because of 500 million in debt. Yeah, it's nice when some nations actually look at financial issues and relegate teams properly, rather than the Premier League. Obviously, Bordeaux got relegated. All of Italy get relegated eventually. Everyone just takes a turn at being relegated. I'm very good, thank you, Kirill. Very good indeed. It's nice to have you in. Just throw it each time you get close and play Abraham Deuters. I think that's what I need to do. I think it'd be quite a good YouTube save, actually. The Nearly Men. Red Leicester's in Genoa tried increasing our league position. I've massively underperformed the squad's ability. Oh, here's Kozurek. Go on, Kozurek. Oh. Massively underperformed for our squad's quality. Board still only want me to stay up, so I'm not doing bad enough for the sack, but bad enough for what I've spent on the squad. That is tricky, isn't it? That is tricky when you're overachieving, but the board are sort of like, everything's fine, and you're like, I can see a fire. I can see a fire. But yeah, do you know what? As long as the board are all right, then that's fine. That's all you got to keep doing. Kirill's currently on vacation. Nice, Kirill. Where are you at? Anywhere nice? Also, by the way, thank you for sharing your vacation time with us. What skin am I using? This is the WTCS skin. WTCS Gold. Which is nice. It's kind of like a mixture. I feel like it's the mixture between Saz and Musterman. That's what I think it is. That Work the Space has had a bit of a hand on it. Quite a bit of a hand on it as well. But I feel like this is the Saz meets Musterman merged together. So yeah. Me, Wolf, Real Madrid and Barcelona, more than 500 million in debt, should be in a village league. Well, they should be. Barcelona are trying to find money using Tesco club card points at the minute, aren't they? And then I love the fact that as well that they can't register players. Yet every year is like, oh, Barcelona are signing this player, and it's like, I didn't think you could register anybody. So how? How are they doing it? No idea. Anyway, let's have a. Is this the Polish Harchester United? It could well be, you know. It could well be. This is our away kit, our third kit, in fact. Oh, it's a goal. Nikolai Fredriksson, is it off? Is it off? No, it stands. Based on the tactics breakdown at the start, he's using RDF skin. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I almost made it sound like I knew what I was talking about. It's a good cross. It's a great header. Keeper's got to do better, though, I think, to be honest. So So yeah, 6 wins on the bounce. We turned the computer off, and of course we're now going to lose. That's just the way it happens in all management, isn't it? Put Radoslevsky on for Kozurek. Lederman can come off for Olejnik. This is the problem now, isn't it? When you go a goal down to the top side, they've had 4 shots, 4 on target. We've had 4 shots, 1 on target. We've already given them a bit of an encouragement. Here we go, free kick, Buchel in, just off the top of the crossbar. Kills are having a great time in Bulgaria. Nice. That sounds like a good holiday. Actually, let's try and go a bit more direct. Maybe even play for set players as well. See if this will help. I don't know if it will or not. Brezarimovic, I'm going to fire up the Mac, start unemployed, and nearly man save myself, come second, resign and move on. Best way to do it. Have I seen the clip? Not yet, Dan, not yet. I'm busy losing at the moment. But I appreciate that you've done it, thank you. That saves me a job. I'll post that up. We have lost. I feel sad now. I shouldn't feel too bad because, you know, it is against the top of the table, but kind of feel a little bit upset. Right, let's have a watch this clip. Let's see what it says. It's taking its time loading. Nice. Appreciate it, Dan. That works. Clip works nicely. We'll get that one edited up and go on the old socials. So look at me, like an actual content creator. Second best in that game as well. Look, I'm a man of my word. You know what I mean? So this is how it's got to be, right? How's Poland? Has it been rough? It has a little bit, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. It has been rough. But you know, that's part and parcel of the save, isn't it? So, you know, we've moved on. Things are a bit different. We could have stayed at Farrell. £8 million was our transfer budget there. Which could we have won the league? We might have won the league, you know, had I stuck in. Maybe we'd have done something. Probably wouldn't have won the Europa. But we again could have done fairly decent. It almost like a start of a build a nation, really. That would have been quite good, but I think the time was right to move. And the options that we had Japan was an option, wasn't it? We got offered to the chance to go to Jubilo Iwata, which could have been fun, but I wasn't quite feeling it. You know, I wasn't quite feeling it, and I think if you're not 100% sold on it, then it's not the right move, is it? And we've got a 2-year contract here anyway, so we could obviously stay for this year. Ideally next year as well. Would be cool. Just check if I didn't make any promises. I don't think I did I? Keep the director of football, acceptable dressing room atmosphere. That's fine. We haven't agreed to not apply for any jobs, for example. You know, so if something interesting comes up, then again, you know, let's not lock ourselves down 100% to being here forever. You know, what's the longest amount of time you've stayed at a club in FM? So Kirill, back in FM 2010, I was at Blythe Spartans for 50 years. That was my longest save. I loved that. And on this game, in 24, it was 17 years? 17 years at Larissa in Greece, and our Build a Nation save. And we got sacked the day before our Europa League final because I didn't play young players, apparently, despite me asking for the youth facilities to be upgraded for 2 years. The board went, well, look, you have to play young players. And I was like, but they're not good enough. And I went, well, you have to do them. And we got to the end of the season, we didn't play any young players. And the board sacked me before the Europa League final. And I was like, that's bullshit. I'm sorry. That's not good. But joke was on them because they got beat 4-0 by Brighton. So they lost. They lost. It's their own fault. But yeah, welcome in, Ross Players. Nice to see you. Appreciate the follow. Very kind. I'm Ross that talks about FM on your TikTok. Nice. Nice, Ross. Pleasure to have you over. Welcome in. Come and join the crew over here on Twitch. We spoke about this the other day. We think we've got a bit of a vibe on where things go. Jan Smollen, on the follow. Thank you very much. Very kind for that. I feel like we've got a sort of a specific. So we have like TikTok is kind of our anything goes angle. Like people want to learn about the game. They ask lots of questions about FM. YouTube is kind of like people who've been there for the stories and stuff that I've done in the past. And then Twitch is very much a case of, it's like no man's land, really, around here. Just this is where the magic happens. And then you get to see the full screen as well. So if you're on TikTok, you can get to see the full screen on Twitch. But if you are brand new, or if you haven't dropped a follow on any of the channels, then please do that. Please hit that follow button. That'd be much appreciated. We do Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays for FM. Sometimes Sundays is FM. Sometimes it's Pro Wrestling Sim. We've got the FM Show podcast, of course, coming out tomorrow. And I can't hype it enough, but I think Jamie Hutch is, he's Hall of Fame, obviously. I think it's probably the best episode we've done. It's certainly the funniest. It's certainly the funniest episode we've done. It is ridiculous. So good. It is so funny. Like, I listened back to it again today. That's how good it was. We recorded it last night, and I loaded it up to Patreon today, and I watched it again today. So that says something. Do you know what I mean? Like, so if that's not the ringing endorsement that it's a belter episode, I don't know what is. So make sure you're all locked and loaded. 12 o'clock tomorrow, episode drops, YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts. Or if you need it tonight, then it's £3 on Patreon. So patreon.com/the FM Show pod. How much for the unedited version? You know what? We didn't have an unedited version. Literally everything is on there. The only person that's had something edited out of an episode is Deegan. Is Danny Deegan for what he said. And I still can't tell you those two reasons as to why he had things removed. But suffice to say, they were very, very funny, but just a bit too far, I think. And the irony is that they were removed and it was on Patreon as well. Even behind a paywall, I thought, I'm going to have to take these down. You've already watched it. It's a banger. Yes, Dan. Absolutely. Even Freddie Quinn went unedited. He did. Yeah, even Freddie kept his opinions to uneditable. So perfect. But yes, Deegan was the one. He's had 2 bits on the cutting room floor. Red Leicester, I've got to watch the second yellow card and RDF roles pod. What do you think is the best, worst roles in FM? Oh, this is easy. Best role, no nonsense defender. Worst role, any of those stupid made up ones like Segundo Volante and Ram Deuter. Yeah, just all nonsense. All absolute nonsense. No one uses them in real life. There's not a single Segundo Volante, and I don't believe anyone who says there is. Right? And there certainly isn't 2 of them in the same team. I know they work really well, but they're stupid. But, you know what? No, best role, defensive winger. I love a defensive winger in FM. In what FM version was your proudest save? FM 10 was the proudest save, but I think you know what? No, it wasn't. I think FM 22, maybe, or 21? When did we start streaming? 21? Yeah, the Peterborough save was pretty epic. So, I think that was probably the best one. I'm not gonna say the Blythe. Blythe's too easy, too obvious to say. So I think the saves we've shared, the Peterborough one was probably the best. And then the Larissa Builder Nation was pretty epic as well. Oh, great ball. Oh, look at that. Silky. Started listening to his own podcast. Can't believe they're going to say, oh, Dead Men Talk is amazing. By the way, it's so funny. But yes, I've got no idea how they haven't had episodes taken off the air. How did I start playing FM? Well, I was at school in 1992 when the first one came out, and me and my mates had an Amiga, and we just bought the game and we played it. And we've played ever since. What about yourself, Kirill? How did you get in? Mongo Keller's in. Nice to see you, pal. How are you? Jan Smallman's asked, Daniel Levy owned Larissa in your save. Sounds right if you got sacked before a cup final. Possibly. I thought we hung out quite well with the Larissa board, but maybe not. You like inverted wingers, says the false helix. Interesting. I think that, yeah, they can work. I mean, to be fair, I don't really use them a lot because unless the system that I've got needs one, or I've got one that's there, then I'll use one. I won't do one just for the sake of it. Yeah, I won't like sort of crowbar one in. The Leeds board were worse than the Larissa board. Oh, the Leeds board were horrible, weren't they? Constantly creaming money off my transfer budget. Yeah, they were awful. Forgot about them. They were really bad. And the thing is, that Leeds team could have been decent. Nowhere near as good as that Crystal Palace side. That Crystal Palace side was class. By the way, they were... Mwah, that was like proper FM recruitment. That Palace team. You know what? Sometimes I still think back about that team going, we should have had a full save with that Crystal Palace side. Do you see the Discord odds are quoted the way yours should be a breeze? I think I did, yeah. Was it something like 2,000 to 1 or something like you posted up on yours, was it? I mean, we should have a little bit of an easier run here. What have we got here? This is... Oh, we're 20 to 1. We're expected to finish 4th. That's a little bit more pressure than I needed, isn't it? David Wozniak. Okay. Let's have a little nosy at you, shall we? Advanced Playmaker. £1.7 million release clause. I do not have that kind of money. 4,000 to 1. Oh my god. Yeah. Well, in that case, mine's pretty much a certainty then. At 20 to 1. 4,000 to 1. That sounds... It's like Sunderland levels, that. Eva Sebo, how are you? Welcome. I'm afraid I don't speak Polish, I must admit, but welcome to you. Hope you're good. Do I have a go-to signing? No, not really, because I always like to try and sort of move around. So I never try and manage in the same countries or do the same sort of saves all the time. And I really like to try and only have one save throughout the cycle. I might do one or two, like if there's a bit of content to make or something. But usually my saves are long term, which you know what, is quite an interesting discussion topic then. Because I don't know if any of you have watched Lelujo's video today about almost like the death of the long-term Let's Play on YouTube. And it was really interesting to listen to him talk about it. And I agree with everything he's saying. And it's something that I've been thinking for a while, and something that as creators we've been thinking for a while, that audiences now, YouTube audiences in particular, they're starting to not follow the 120 episode Let's Plays anymore. Like, you know, the return on investment is obviously dwindling as you go through, which makes complete sense. You know, it's like that's why we've changed podcast titles, so now we don't have like episode 101 anymore, because nobody who's not seen episodes up to 99, they're not going to watch, right? So even console, how are you, buddy? Welcome, welcome, welcome. You have indeed walked in. We're talking about Kev's video, you're right. We're using it as a discussion point for what we do going forward, because I agree with it. I agree with the with what he's saying. It's something that's been said for a while, that return on investment is definitely there. I think that for us, I think like the long-term saves that we do on Twitch, because I like really only having one save personally, right? I don't like to have 2 or 3 sort of like saves going on in my head, because then I'm like trying to work out, well, which save am I thinking about, what players am I thinking about. So I like to almost have just the one thought going through. So yeah, but for me, trying to chunk that down into YouTube, I can't do it. I've talked to Chris and about editing it into like end of season videos, but then I'm like, I haven't done that. I haven't got around to doing it myself. So I don't really know. I don't really know what the answer is, but shorter form content is definitely the way to go, especially for YouTube, because attention spans are getting short and short and short. You know, whereas we can get away with stuff like this on Twitch quite easily. Red Leicester, I have to go short term as I play on the console. PCs are far too expensive to buy or build. I mean, a PC is probably about the same price as a PlayStation 5, surely. From what I can gather, PlayStation 5s aren't cheap. But yeah, no, I've not played the console version, I must admit. Like FM Console, of course, who's in the chat, he definitely plays console. But yeah, I mean, is there still a limit? Is there a limit on how long you can play? Is it like 20 years? Or have they taken that cap off? It used to be that back in the day. I don't know if it's still there or not. Right, so we're in white here. Console been playing touch. That's kind of like the 3/4 version, isn't it? 30 seasons. 30 seasons is still pretty good, because I would say the vast majority of FM players don't play for 30 seasons. Kylian Bruges. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. Like, I think we're in the 1%. The long-termers are the 1% of FM. Yeah. We'll all sit and try and say that we're the majority. We're not. We're absolutely not. We are the absolute minority. Most people, as we've said before, most people play the 3 seasons, manage Liverpool, win the Champions League and the Premier League, and then go, right, that's me done. Oh, I've now got the Real Madrid job. Yeah, or win the Champions League with Paris Saint-Germain. That's what 99% of the player base do. Yeah. Maybe not, maybe like 75% or something do 3 seasons with the top clubs, and then the other 24% is they'll manage their own club. But I reckon 1% is like more than 10 seasons. We absolutely do need to embrace the change, I think, to be honest. Five-season videos do well because it's replicable. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely replicable when you're not playing the game. That's also a thing as well. Like, those sorts of videos, the whole rebuilds, they're great. What they are is entertainment. And again, you know, we're content creators. We have to be doing about entertainment. But if you're not playing the game, then it's 100% easy. It's easy to holiday 5 seasons and rebuild every single team in the game. You know, so like whereas if I would look at that, how I would do it, I can't get my head around not playing it. So I would be thinking, right, if I was going to do, for example, some Moneyball stuff, right? Let's just use that as an example, because that would be quite good to try and like present. I would have to play the games, because I would need to be in the situation to work out what I need, like what's working, what's not working, and then for me to get the story, like, because you don't get the story if you haven't got any of the visuals to see what's going on day to day. For me, my brain doesn't comprehend that. Whereas, of course, if I'm watching it and I'm seeing the story build in front of me, that's the bit that I'd be able to tell on screen. And that's the bit I'm great at. That's the bit I'm really, really good at. That's the bit that I should be doing more of, is telling the stories. What I need is I almost need somebody to be sort of like doing it behind my back sort of thing, just like chopping loads of stuff up and going, right, TJ, there's all your best bits. Just put a narrative over the top, or a bit of narration over the top. Ah, cool, I'll do that. Have you scripted it for me? Because otherwise I'll just, take forever. And the fact, believe it or not, I'm an eternal perfectionist. You might not think that, but I am. Get ChatGPT on the script. Oh God, I know. The lads in the podcast group chat are ribbing me at the minute because I've finally succumbed to having a look at it. I've finally succumbed. I've held off for so long about AI and ChatGPT, and I had a look at it this week, and there's a couple of things that I went, oh, that's interesting, and now I'm going, do you reckon it'll do this? So yeah, there's just no personality there. Like, I'm sure there's something that I'll be able to use it for that'll be quite interesting, and that'll just save me a few moments. But I think as a creative, ChatGPT is a bit difficult. I've done a couple of ideas things, and like reworded a couple of bios or whatever, because that's the sort of bit I'm not particularly good at. But yeah, like coming up with the scripts and stuff, you've got to write that yourself, or you just got to improv it. Red Leicester, I do youth to gold mainly, sold every player who's 30 plus. My scouts are looking for 15s to 19s. I feel like Moneyball too. I sold a player for 5 million. So you bought a player for 5 million, sold it for 98 million. Yeah, well, that's only Moneyball if you then replace him with a player who's also, again, less than 98 million, and you've saved money on wages and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, just selling one player for more money isn't quite Moneyball. And again, it's looking at where you can get the, where you can buy wins, essentially. I've got loads of stuff on how Moneyball works, but I need to try and figure it out. Maybe that's a video. Do you know what I mean? Steal jokes off ChatGPT for my act. Oh God, no, Mungo Killer. Although, you know what, I can tell you plenty of comedians who probably did. Edit it into Kieran's. Yeah, that's not a bad idea, actually. Yeah, just take all this information. Go, can you explain this to me like I'm 5? So I did actually have a look at trying to work out, right, how would what would I do? What would I start looking at if I was trying to get, for example, like a specific player? I was like, right, show me what statistics I need. And I was like, ooh, and actually, I was surprised that it gave me the answers. And I was like, interesting. Okay, cool. Maybe that's something I can look to work towards it. But when I can do it, I don't know. I've never got the time to do these sorts of things. Full of great ideas, but whether any of it will see the light of day or not, I don't know. I did do an FM26 wish list today. So that's nearly edited, so that might actually come up. Do you know what I mean? That might be a thing. We'll post that. And I'm also going to do a tongue-in-cheek one as well, of ideas that probably won't be in at any time. Things like writing your pre-match notes in the program, boosting your popularity by appearing on a podcast, that sort of thing. Stuff that's definitely not going to be in, but is actually now part of management. Am I tuning in at the draft streams? Well, I was meant. Well, actually, I don't know if I'm allowed to say or not, but I got invited to be on it, but I couldn't commit to the schedule. But it looks class, though, doesn't it? It does really. It looks mint. There's loads of great people in. So what I can get to see, I don't know. I might be able to watch some of the highlights and catch up on it, but I can't imagine I'll be able to see it all live. But yeah, it's quite a roster. It's the who's who. Do you know what I mean? So I was very honoured to be asked. Doing through the same platform SI set up for the show. I've got no idea. I genuinely don't know. As I say, I was there from the. It was my involvement pretty much ended at the initial discussion of can you do it, and I was like, I don't think I can, and that's as much as I know of it. So I've got no idea how they're doing it. Today on FM I started an MLS save for the first time ever. The rules are killing me. Oh, come on. Artist Sackness, you must know that the rules in MLS are going to be tricky. It is brutal. It is brutal. Can't discredit Lelujo, he knows PvP. I don't know. Did I just? No, I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I think I missed something somewhere. Evening, Keeney. How are you, buddy? Welcome in. I've got no idea who's going to win, by the way. I've got no idea. Like, because it's not just the FM people you've got all the FIFA lot as well. And it's a draft tournament. Anybody could win. Literally anybody could win. No. And sometimes it's not down to who's drafted the best. Sometimes it's down to who's got the best tactic. It's all down. Sometimes it's down to who reacts the best, who keeps their cool, who makes the right changes. Or they said who would win. I got you. Sorry, console. Some of the FIFA lot could be the surprise. Agreed, Ultra. Absolutely, there could be. Because they're unknowns. They're absolute unknown quantities. We don't know how good they are. They could be fantastic. Lelujo and Clates have previously won a PvP. Yeah, but I've won a PvP tournament before as well. It doesn't mean anything. But I mean, they don't know. Again, that's not to discredit Lelujo and Clates who've won showdowns. But it's been a long time since people have done these draft competitions. So, is there going to be a little bit of a bit of rust in some people? Possibly. I don't know. Maybe. Some people may be forgetting how the draft match engine likes to work or not work. No, who knows? Who knows? It should be fun. There should be a lot of entertainment there. So, will I ever do an online save with people for the chat? Oh God, no. No, not at all. No, we've got a network save with Aaron and Sai on Patreon for the podcast, and we think the second yellow card might be in next year's as well. So that's as much network save as I'll do in with other people. So it's got to be with people I know. It's got to be in a controlled environment. Yeah, that's I certainly couldn't open it up to the masses. It would be carnage. There's too many variables, and not in terms of like people being good or bad. I'm not bothered about that. I don't care people's standard, but I've got no idea what you're gonna say. So that's the problem as well. Do you know what I mean? It's like, don't know. I just don't need that level of like having to think of everything else and like try and like, yeah. Also like sort of micromanage the stream while I'm doing it. It's not for me. One of those as well are hard to manage with a lot of people too. Oh yeah. Those sort of like online saves are really, really tricky. Drafts as well. We did a draft like once or twice, and that was, again, it was like herding cats trying to get the thing done. So like imagine trying to get like a long term, even like one season, networks they've done with viewers who you don't know. Like the tournament we did for the FM show podcast was just carnage. Like loads of people signing up and then loads of people just not turning up for their matches. You know? So, yeah. Not for me. Someone else might do it, and good luck to them, but yeah. The mods work overtime if TJ does save with the chat. Probably, yeah, and you know what? None of us get paid enough for that, so let's draw a line under that. Joseph Parsons videos are doing 10k now. Nice. He's got a nice way about him, hasn't he? It's shot really nicely as well. If I try to do drafts again, didn't gel. Nah, it doesn't. Like, I think there's just, yeah. I'm not sure it's a thing. Like, if things are advertised specifically for community, then I can see that it would work. But yeah, it's not something that works for my flow. I'd like to be able to do that sort of stuff, but probably stress me out too much. So you wouldn't get the best me, you know. And also as well, we had this in the when we did the TJ versus the community draft. There was one or two people in who were like, really like, yeah, like, let's beat TJ. That'll show him. Like, doesn't show anybody anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got the wrong vibe for it. So just maybe like, so have a little think about how you're behaving. So yeah, I'm not competitive enough for things like that, and people are too competitive. So here's my theory in the FM community: go for it. The best one was when the computer won. Yeah, that was actually that was pretty funny. I got knocked out in the first round and the computer won the draft. But you know what? We all had fun that night. We all had fun. What's great is I'm not one for watching a lot of creators. I know everyone in the draft game for tomorrow I can watch as a neutral and enjoy every single game. Yeah, exactly. And also as well, it'll open your eyes to some new people. So there'll be people there that you've maybe not seen before, and you'll now see them. You're like, oh, okay, they're pretty cool. Like, didn't realise that they were my vibe. So you do get something a bit different. So yeah, it's interesting to see who's there and who's not and all that sort of stuff. Let's put a couple of young players in because we're in the cup. I'm waiting for Console's theory on the FM community. Everyone else can give their theory as well, by the way. Give your theory, because there's lots of people in it, and it depends upon what you define as the community, really. I feel like we're all wrestling. You have your top card, mid cards, and people up and coming. Everyone does it slightly differently. When you put them all together, it sort of works well. I like that analogy. I think so I think first of all, so it's taken me half a second to understand. So in that sense, then you're talking about a creator community, because again, this is part of what I'm thinking. See, because the FM community is everybody. It's not just the creators, and I think that often gets misconstrued as well. That some people think that the FM community is just the creator community, and even then breaking that down just to the creators. It's not. The community, or the wider community, the wider community is everyone. Those people who play on mobiles and just have one game or whatever, one season a year. That's it. That's the wider community. The actual community is those that engage within the community. So maybe they'll follow some Twitter accounts of like Football Manager, Sports Interactive. They'll maybe they might have been on the forums back in the day, possibly. They obviously engage with the podcast. They engage with YouTube content, Twitch content. That's the probably more of the sort of the harder core community. Maybe they're in Facebook groups or something. I think that's probably one tier. Then it's the tier that gets involved with podcasts and YouTube and Twitch. And then the next step above that is the creator community, which is a smaller bit again. And yes, there's always going to be those that are at the top, those in the middle, those at the bottom. But it's just, and that always will work. The thing that I found trying to engage with the wider community is getting those people who don't consume any content. They don't follow social media accounts of Football Manager. They don't watch Twitch. They don't watch YouTube. How do I get those people to invest in a podcast or a YouTube series or a Twitch save? Like that's the people. Like, how do you get them people involved? And then in terms of like sort of getting the FM community involved in anything again is also quite tricky, because we open up the route of what a finish. We open up the route of conversation very, very openly to people, saying like, if you've got questions for the podcast, get in touch. We've got a couple in Discord, by the way. You know, we've got an email address. No one ever really emails in, so we kind of like say, look, you know, give us topics to talk about, and people don't. So engaging on that level is tricky as well. And then of course with regards to creators, then yeah, there's always going to be the different tiers. What we find interesting is when you get sort of like people go, oh, you should get smaller creators on, and it's like, no, we shouldn't. We shouldn't, because with all due respect, that there's not, like, they don't know enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like when we used to book comedy gigs, and people would be like, oh yeah, you know what I love watching all the new comedians. And it's like, no, you don't. You like, what you want to do, what you like is being able to say that you saw such and such before they were famous. That's what you like. You don't like sitting through 10 comedians who are all not very good doing not very good. Like, you don't like that, and you don't want to see that for weeks and weeks and weeks, and audiences don't like to see that for weeks and weeks and weeks. That's why numbers in those sorts of shows for audiences are very, very low. So, you know, people don't want to see that. They want to be the ones whose I saw that person when they were small. They don't want to see that all the time. Do you know what I mean? And the people will take a recommendation, but you don't want, again, you don't want to just chuck someone on a show and be like, well, you know, where are you? Oh, you know, what have you learned in the 6 months you've been doing this? I've learned nothing. Great, fantastic insight. Thank you. Oh, go ahead, so you missed the whole thing. Oh, console. It was beautiful as well. It was very succinct. Aris Frank, do I drink my Raki? Don't think so. I don't think I do. No is the answer. I'm not sure what it is. Do I remember Madney? Yes, I do remember Madney. Yes. It was poetic. It was beautiful. Yeah, Madney was in the other day. So yes, we do of course remember him. Watching on YouTube Premium, no ads. There you go. See? Save yourself some cash. Use your Amazon Prime as well. See, Prime gets you free viewing. Don't know what's happened on TikTok. It seems to be stuck at the minute. Have we got much uptake on TikTok? Have we? Where's everyone at? Give me a shout if you're on TikTok. Let me see what's going down. Yeah? Yeah, we are still there. Yeah, I can see everyone. Fun. The only man I've heard says that he got YouTube Premium. I've never heard anybody say that either. Do you know what I mean? Looked very passionate during a Lynx advert. I mean, that is the two things joined collectively, really, to be honest. Basically, what I was saying, if I can paraphrase it, oh, that's a great goal. Unemployed, so YouTube Premium's well worth it. Wow. Spend your money wisely, right? Does anybody want to summarise why what I said? See if that'll help for console. See who can put it into the most succinct terminology. That'd be interesting, actually. Dan, I've forgotten it. Brilliant. Thanks, Dan. It was great, but I didn't retain any of it. Yeah, what I was saying was, so again, apologies for everybody who's got to hear this again, because console apparently didn't see it because of the ads. Being honest, I forgot everything we said apart from we want to know comedians while they're famous, not bad ones. That's it. Yeah. So Rougeau's right. Community isn't just creators. The community is, of course, the wider community. We don't know how to attract those people as a podcast. Get up there, Kitalono. It's about trying to get new people through the door. Exactly. I said fuck the mags really loudly for 5 minutes. I did do that. I did. Yeah, like, it's trying to get people through the door. That's tricky. So trying to get them from being the wider community into the community, maybe engaging on Twitter or something. We've then got to get them into this community, like, you know, the sort of the community where there's like Twitch streams and YouTube and a podcast. That's hard. We've also got to make them as well be like able to engage with that, like not just come in with like the I know everything attitude, which is difficult as well. New platforms, new ways to engage, they consume the content. Exactly. That's why we're doing stuff on TikTok now, because that's, you know, a lot of stuff is happening on TikTok. So that's why I'm starting to put things out there, because it's like, look, let's try and get some people out there and find where these people hang out. You know, so go to them essentially. And then, like, with regards to creators, I think that we've had, from time to time, we've had people going like, oh, you know, can you get like loads of like new creators on the podcast? And I'm like, no, like, and that was the analogy that I used with comedy, was that when we booked comedy gigs, we used to get people saying, oh, I I love it when we watch, like, I would rather, like, I'd love it if we could just book loads of new comedians. And I'm like, no, you don't want that, because that's not very good. Like, what you want to do is you want to say that you saw such and such before they were famous. You don't want to watch a whole bunch of new comedians, because that would be dreadful. You know, a failed comedian plays FM for a living. Joke's on you, Mungo. This is not my job. So I have a different job that pays the bills. This is just a hobby. And also, not really failed comedian. I can't really blame children in a pandemic, can I? I think that takes out some of the failed element there somewhere. Yeah. Oh, we're knocked out of the cup, are we? That's the worst attitude if you say you know everything. In my mind, you can always learn something every new day. Oh, 100% beyond Ultra, but you've seen it. You've seen it, like, on all over the place. People come in the chat and they're like, oh, you know, why are you doing such and such? Why are you not using this role? Sign this player. Do this thing. And it's like, well, no, like, it's not your save. It's our save. Don't, you know, I don't, like, I've been playing this game for 30 years. I know how to win at this game, but I'm not trying to make it a game right now. We've just scored with the last kick of the game. Get it in. Have to heckle me more now. No. Because the thing is, I'll probably just be mean. I'll probably be nasty back. Yes, Vilshia. We've lost left foul, unfortunately. We finished second. We were 1 point away from Stoya Bucharest. Do you know what I mean? Which was such a shame. And they gave us £8 million transfer budget as well. Like, oh. But we've been there 3 years and we thought it was maybe time to move on. So, yeah, so we're in Poland at the minute and it's going fine. It's all right. It's not too bad. We'll maybe be here for a year, 2 years, possibly. We'll see what happens. But we leave Farrell with a heavy heart. Definitely. Yeah, backseat gaming's the worst. It's absolutely the worst. Like, I don't understand why why people do. I guess I can understand why people do it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like it is the same as heckling in a comedy club, isn't it? Really, just turn up and just giving your opinion, which realistically is not what you pay your money for. You know, no matter what you say in a video, you have to accept you're going to have someone argue with you for the sake of arguing. Yeah, exactly, and that's absolutely fine. You know, I understand that. I make no. I don't have any concerns about the fact that people are going to disagree with what I say. That's completely fine. Completely fine. In fact, if anything, I encourage it on a video because it's engagement. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather have 100 comments with people arguing underneath it than 5 people saying it's good. I mean, obviously, I'd like those 5 people to say it's good as well, of course, because you know it's nice for the soul, isn't it? but yeah, 100 people arguing as well, particularly if it's arguing about something that I can't get involved in. Then like, just let them argue, keep the video in YouTube's algorithm. Yeah, that's what I like. Face kicker reacting on YouTube. The oh no's. I know we conceded, but don't worry, we still won. Face kicker, we still won. Played FM ever since lockdown kicked off. Still don't know what a Raumdeuter, Mazzala or Engancha. Nobody does, Lester. There's a little description of them in the tactics bit. You can click it there, that'll tell you. But nobody knows. Nobody knows. The people who claim they know are the ones who have just downloaded a tactic from somewhere and they've just went, well, it just works, doesn't it? That's what it is. And then they'll try and harp on about some bollocks, and it's not really true. Like, oh yeah, it does this, and it's like, it doesn't, stop it, you don't know what you're talking about, right? Because nobody does. And it's fine to not know. That's the thing. It's fine to not know. Was it a comedy night? Says Keeney. Someone trying to heckle Mark Nelson. Oh yeah, that's not going to work. He proceeded to rip into her for the next 5-10 minutes. She ended up getting up and walking out in tears. Yeah, that'll be it. That's pretty good. I had the police called once to get the police removed from a gig because they were being arseholes. So yeah, I've stopped a couple of gigs to go, we're not going further until this is dealt with. Simple as that. Yeah. I've been playing racing games for years. I still don't know what the Apex is. Oh. Yeah, I've been driving for years and I don't know what an Apex is, so all the same, innit? But this is what we're trying to work out, is how we get new people involved. Yeah? But yes, welcome in, Matty. Welcome in. Didn't get who it was. Great episode of the last podcast. Love the call-in style show. Well done. Thank you, Face Kicker. The phone-in was good, wasn't it? So we've got, that was episode 100. We've got an episode 101 recorded as well. It was a bit tricky to edit, so it was supposed to come out this week. It's going to come out next week. So Jamie Hutchinson comes out this week. And then 101, which is now 102, will come out next week. You don't watch often, but it was fun to see. Oh, you need to start watching more. Start watching more. Make sure you subscribe to it. It's out every Thursday. At least now you know, then it'll be in your algorithm, won't it? There's some numpty who unplugged my mic halfway through. Oh yeah. We had to cut a lot of what Console said out. That's a point, actually. I lied earlier. I said that there's only Deegan who's had stuff cut. Console had quite a bit of stuff cut out from his interactions the other day as well. Forgot about that. Nearly a year of watching this. That's the first time I've seen a timeout happen. Oh yeah, we don't have many. We don't have many MCG, but when we do, it's for good. It's for good reasons. Vilchichia, I always buy a player from the last team to be with me. Bring Semedo. Well, we can't afford Semedo, but Gabby George is here on loan, so we did bring somebody. Vizcanio was transfer listed as well, so I nearly brought him in, but I didn't quite need an attacking midfielder. Good ball through. Oh, is that a penalty? Corner, apparently. Right. It's nicely knocked through, mind. guys. Didn't I get banned and timed out frequently for bad luck? Yeah, that's true as well, actually. That's a good point. You did. You did. Saw someone try and heckle Obadiah Steppenwolf. Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen at all. He wins that comfortably. He wins that comfortably. Packham, Czestochowa are my favourite Polish speedway team. Nice. Excellent. Excellent. I don't know much about speedway, and I certainly didn't know that there was much of it in Poland. But yeah, I'm glad about that. I'm feeling my way into Poland, to be honest. It's not a bad league to manage, is it? It's quite good fun. It's quite good fun. Last stream we talked about Diodora and Hummel. Do I remember ASICS? Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. ASICS Sunderland shirt upstairs. Speedway in Poland is like football in England. Okay. Talked about by men in pubs who don't know what they're on about. Polish speedway teams are very good. Oh, interesting. Again, not a sport I'm particularly au fait with, I must admit. To be honest, I watched Kickstart when I was a youngster. But yeah, I'm not really into motorbikes. I'm not really into any sort of like. I can't get into Formula One. I can't get into motorbikes. I'm not into cars. Like I have a car because it gets me places, but I'm not a petrol head. I have no real interest in it. ASICS haven't been a thing in my football life. I never watched the EFL, just Premier League, and by 2010 ASICS weren't Premier League quality. They were Premier League quality. Have you seen some of the crap that have been on Premier League kits? Yeah, you need to watch some more football beyond the Premier League, because the Premier League stopped being good in about 2010. After that, it's just been downhill. It's all like Nike templates and Adidas template kits now. You know who doesn't get spoken about too much is Gareth Ainsworth. That's right, no one ever really brings him up anymore, do they? Yeah, poor Gareth Ainsworth and his high performance podcast. Now there's a man who likes a motorbike. God, look at that. Loads of jobs up now. Olympiakos. We won't go there. Stoya Bucharest. Ooh, interesting. Never managed a Polish team on FM. How's it going? The league structure and the rules? It's going fine, to be honest. Seems like it's going fine. We are mid-table. We're expected to be mid-table. So, yeah, rules seem alright. Not a problem. We've managed with league splits before. That's easy enough. We've had players actually sign for us. That's good. So, yeah. Can't complain. Blackburn were the last ASICS manufactured team in the Premier League. When was that? Was that because Sunderland was? Were we in the? We were in the Premier League at the time. It was when Kevin Phillips won the European Golden Boot. So that would have been 2001, maybe 2001. Did Gareth Ainsworth steal my first touch? Oh, honestly, I was so crap at 7-a-side yesterday. So bad. I've just. So 2 weeks ago, when I made my debut, was brilliant. Okay, I was really, really good. I got involved. I looked dangerous. I scored 2 goals. Like I was still lacking a little bit of the old TJ magic, because it's been about 15 years since I last played. So I was a half a yard off the pace, and I'm 45 as well. I've got to remember that, and probably about 4 stone heavier than I was when I would play. And yeah, so I had a good time. But last night, oh man, honestly, I felt like I was another 4 stone heavier and another yard or 2 off pace. I felt more off the pace yesterday than I did in my first match. Yet I ran more. The heat map doesn't say that I ran more. The heat map says that I was bad. In fact, at some points, the heat map said idle. Which it wasn't. So unless it's just given up and just went for like, there's no point trying to track him. I think he's just wheezing. Yet somehow I managed to get more distance in. And I think I ran more in the other game. So MCL's still sore. It held up. Like it held up. So I don't really know. Maybe there's something there. I don't know. We'll have to try and find out. We'll see. See what happens next week. Early indications, we've got average intake coming through. Centre backs, central mids, wing backs are all just like atrocious. Fair enough. Not expecting too much, to be honest, but maybe a goalkeeper, maybe a striker. Jurek wants a new contract. Fair enough, you can have one. Yeah, you've been playing well enough. Oh, maybe you can't actually. Right, well, he's going to have to walk away. It's oh, we could trigger an extension. Ha! There you go, let's do that then. So we're not going to pay him any more, but he's in. Also, our financial situation's pretty bad, so that could be an interesting way for us to leave the club. Just if anybody decides that, you know what, they're starting to not feel it, there are ways around it. Catalona was unhappy about being played outside of his main position, but he's fine. He's a Catalona. He'll adapt. Yeah. Playing Katowice. Where are they? We're 7th. They're 12th. And look, we're still only 4 points off the playoffs here. Yes, Llama. How are you, my friend? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Pleasure to see you. Hope you're good. How is life in Llama Land? What's the loan debt looking like? Oh, it's probably not as bad as yours, but it's still pretty bad. We're talking finances, by the way, Llama. Keeney, my brother and his mates, are trying to talk me into Sunday 7-a-side. They need a keeper. 44, I can get down to shots. I can make saves. I need 3 to 5 business days to get back up after I've saved. Yeah, oh man, I feel that as well. I made 2 saves last night. It's obviously rotating goalkeepers. I made one pretty decent. Got down. It was a decent height, and I made it look good for the cameras, right? And then the second one, I went down in installments, but I saw it, and I was like, saw it from distance. But thank you, Conrad. I appreciate the follow, my friend. Very kind. Yeah, went down in installments and I just missed it, and I was like, oh, never mind. But I'm not a goalkeeper, so this is the thing, it's not a problem. And I didn't have my contact lens in either, which don't tell anybody. I didn't tell anybody else. So I mean, I don't think it explained. It didn't really explain why I played like I did last night, but certainly didn't help matters. Yeah, getting a clean sheet when rotating goalkeeper is just as good as a goal in my eyes. Oh yeah, I mean I conceded like 4, so it didn't help. Yeah, okay, it didn't help. I could see people. You know what I mean? Ironically, I need my glasses for distance. So I can see them, but I just can't really focus on them. Like, they're all just a bit fuzzy. But I could see that there was a shot coming. I was like, I'll get down to this. I didn't get down to it. Yeah, Mrs. J's a bit like that, Rougeau. Like, take her contacts out and she can't see, like, here. Oh, the ball's played through. Gabby George is in. Oh, he's got it. Score. I hate rotating goalies. I've been playing in goal since I was 4. Not going outfield to run about. I mean, you are an absolute... Like, there's not many teams that have someone who wants to be in goal all the time. So, if that's your role, perfect. Like, stick with it. But, yeah, I didn't see one at all. What a pass. Oh, he's missed it again. Did you see that? Did you see that layoff? That was amazing. Lack of contact lenses that explains Onana being bad. See, that's real football because Onana can't save very much. No, I just think that's just the manager's instructions. MCG, you're a goalkeeper as well. The fact that the time I still react quick enough, I feel as I'm feeling it for a few days afterwards. I was in the Wolves Academy in goal. There you go. Off the underside of the bar. Too short as a teenager, got removed from the academy. Wrists and hips are also very bad now. Well, you know what? That sounds like a punishment. You know, too short. So what we've done is we've knackered your hips and wrists. That'll sort you out. Pavel, what happened when I was little? No idea, Pavel. No idea. Presumably, your parents looked after you nicely? Don't know. Chat's full of goalkeepers, innit? Like, here's me saying there's nobody plays goalies and everyone's a goalie, apparently. Oliver, what skin are we using? We're using WTCS, my friend. It's a good one, isn't it? It's a nice little skin, this. I think it's a nice mixture of Saz and Musterman. Depending on what surface I'm on, I can be in agony before bedtime. Well, can't we all? Can't we all? Yeah, if it's on concrete, then yeah, I tend to be really, really sore. But yeah, we play on like Astro, like 4G, 5G, or whatever it is. I don't know. The one with all the little black balls in it. We play on that. Wet grass with a bit of bounce gives a bit of cushion. Console's a gatekeeper. I see, thought he was going to say goalkeeper as well, but no, gatekeeper. MCG, I feel myself into thinking I'm still 18 and deal with the consequences later. I don't really know. I know that I'm 45. That's the problem. I'm fully aware that I'm 45. Brizimovic, I've just started my Nearly Man Unemployed Challenge. I'm at Juventus de la Piedras. Excellent. Is that in Uruguay? Maybe? I feel like that's Uruguay. To be fair, I'm probably on the shorter side as a goalkeeper, being 6'2" now. You play left back because of a boxer's fracture in my left hand. I mean, I can't risk being in goal without breaking my hand or wrist. Yeah, I mean that is literally the whole thing, isn't it? Of a goalkeeper, they need their hands. So yeah, if you've broken your hand, then yeah, just play outfield, innit? 5'9", 5'11". Yeah, I'm 5'11 and a half, so yeah, I wouldn't sign me in real life. You know. Breeza, second division Uruguay. I thought that's what it was because I'm sure we went there, didn't we? We were there in the after we left Indonesia. I think we went to Juventus de la Piedras. A career in the Polish division. Yes, RGP, that's correct. We're here. Having a nice time. Nice enough time, I think. Are we fully committed into Poland? I don't know. It's fun. Has it grabbed me? I don't know. Maybe. Next transfer window should be telling at the end of the season. But obviously as well we've got the issue of we've got a 36-day layoff period. Alright, happy Christmas everyone. We're in December now. Have I had any problems with pronouncing names? Oh yeah, loads of problems. Loads of problems. But it's only a problem for people who get offended. For me, I just say the name of what I've heard, and then everyone else just has to deal with it. Yeah, unless the players are actually in the chat. Some of them aren't real, so that could be, difficult. I just go with it. A few people will pick me up and just be like, TJ, it's not that. It's not that at all. And I'll be like, yeah, okay, fair enough. But, I tried. It's not meant with any malice, is obviously what I've got to say. So we'll give it a go. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. I thought the pronunciation was how they're spelled. Yeah, probably. I'm with you on that one, False Helix. Absolutely. If they didn't want it pronounced differently, then it would be spelled differently, wouldn't it? Yeah. So I'm with you on that one. Financial status, insecure. Excellent. Was one of the things about repairing the club's financial damage. I can't remember about this. Board is too soon to evaluate our work concerning the club culture. That's fine. I'm trying to think, did I have something about financial damage? I don't think we have we? Fair enough. That's why your boys are called number 1, number 2. Can't mispronounce them. Yeah? I'm smart like that, aren't I? ESC Estonia. I'm doing an online save with some people in the 2nd division in Germany. I like that. Who are you managing? Let me know who you're managing. One of the answers has got to be Sao Pauli, surely. So at what point then does it become too bad financially and there's a takeover happens? So we are 1.7 million in debt. Yeah, we've sort of come in and made a bit of a problem here, haven't we, really? We might not be in Poland for long, everyone. Let's just keep our eyes on what might be around the corner, shall we? Be open to other potential outcomes. Yeah, potential career paths. If we very quickly have a little look, Central Coast Mariners, go to Australia. Nothing else is really. Fredrikstad in Norway. Serbia. Charlotte FC. It's been 5 minutes in Poland. I know, don't worry, Dan, we're not going. But I'm just conscious that we have a bit of financial issue. So if things start to get really bad, then we might struggle. Need to get some friendlies arranged. No football for a month means no income. That's fair, actually. There is 2 in there against Skra Czestochowa and someone else. Also means we might have to sell players. The goalkeeper wants to leave. That was the problem, wasn't it? Oh dear. Get over to Wuhan. Is it Wuhan 3 towns? Is that what they're called? There's a couple of jobs in Iceland going. What you need to do is move to Britain and claim benefits. Yeah. The Dukla Prague job is insecure again. Let morale take a hit, get Madrid over for a game. What do you reckon? Well, I think we had an option of a match against Copenhagen. I think they turned us down. Let's see if we can get another one in, shall we? That's what she said. Right, let's play it at home. Who can we get? A larger rep team? Villa, Racing, River Plate. So we're going to get us 127 grand. It's going to cost us 140. 27 grand for Villa. Everton. All right, let's get Everton. Yeah. There you go. Everton are going to bring us a bit more money in. 75 grand to play them, and it's 105 grand income. Have they not got a match in January? Apparently not. Gavlar need a save with hardly any registration restrictions. I mean, Greece is fairly easy. There wasn't really much registration there. Poland doesn't seem like there's too many restrictions, to be honest. So, yeah, maybe that. Or Norway, possibly. How is Rakow in debt? They're one of the richest clubs. It's 7 years in the future. I mean, look, I think it's because it's a video game. That's possibly why. I don't know whether or not there's been a change of ownership. I don't know whether, there's been some sort of economic downturn in Poland that we didn't know about. Maybe some sort of financial mismanagement on behalf of the club. Where's my people? Oh, it's history I want to go to, isn't it? History. Has there been a takeover? Oh, there you go. Look, new chairperson came in. That's why. Kristin Ragnarsson. He only joined in June. Oh, hang on. So we turned up. When did we turn up? We turned up in July. When the new crazy owner turns up. Oh, we could totally stir this into a narrative then, couldn't we? Yeah? So, the long-term owner goes. Right, he's been there for a while. This new owner rocks up. Kristin Ragnarsson heads up a consortium. So we don't know whether or not this is a real consortium. Have they even got the funds to be operating this club or not? We don't know. Nothing to do with us spending all the money and being over the wage budget. Well, let's have a look here, shall we? £725,000 spent, 1.4 million brought in. That's not us, is it? Yeah. And in fairness, that signing there was a Dan suggestion. Our team plays in the Champions League. Not in this save, they don't. Not in this save, we don't. I've brought these lads in from Dortmund who we don't pay a penny for in wages at all. So we sold Yara just behind me here for 1.2 million. Was it the year before? The year before they spent 1.3 million and they only brought in 450 grand. So if anything, it's the other way around. Yeah? We're not paying anything at all for these Dortmund lads. Not a thing. No wages, no monthly fees, nothing. Absolute zip. Question says Gavlar. Go Gavlar. Question away. Recommendations for a save in France. I reckon Clermont Foot. Or maybe Guingamp. Nantes. And Saint-Etienne's a good shout as well, to be honest. How do I find players that cost nothing to loan? Well, affiliate clubs usually say there's nothing to pay, but sometimes it's just, if it's like Premier League clubs, you might not have to pay them. It's trial and error, really. There's not always a way of doing it. You can probably do it on a search screen, I'd imagine, maybe. But I don't try that way. So Cardenas, for the amount of money that they're wanting, no, he's not going. Okay, right. You could still be worse off like Genoa 2030 with Sir Cheese String in charge. That is true. That is true. How does it feel to be under the bus? I mean, it was absolutely Dan's fault, wasn't it? There's no way to search. I don't know, Gavlar. I don't do it like that, personally. Everton Jagielka always sounds Polish. It is. Well, it does sound Polish. I think it is a Polish name, isn't it? Yunus Hegela is wanted. That's fine. These are going to be players that are going to be expiring, sadly. Sunday and Yuwu is on his way out as well. He's 6'5". He's not actually very good. We've got Arrow. Appreciate the follow. Very, very kind. I blame Zeep. He's usually the scout. I love that. Yeah, the guy who's usually the scout didn't do it, so I said buy this player. To be fair though, you picked us as a good player, so I'm very happy with that. Arrow's in, Olo's in. Appreciate you both. Very kind. Odekoven is a name too. It is definitely a name. I don't know what I can do with that information, but it is definitely a name. Yes. Archie's in as well. Gavlar's dropped the follow button now. Appreciate you, Gavlar. Yeah, now we're talking. Look, it's picking up again. So yeah, everyone, feel free to keep hitting that follow button over there on TikTok and over here on Twitch as well. Wesson dropped a follow in earlier, and Ravens flocking, and Timmy Smith. Welcome you all. Sorry, how terribly rude of me. I didn't shout you out. I should have done that, shouldn't I? Right, so our goalkeeper wants to be sold. He's out of contract at the end of this season as well. So, okay, so we're also going to lose a lot of players at the end of the season. Radoslevsku, he wants to leave as well. But he also wants to consider his options, so... Alright, let's offer him out. Cardenas is out of contract. Sorta's out of contract. Goalkeeper's out of contract. Waremko. Kitalono's out of contract. Obviously our loan players. Right, so there's a few of them are going to be going. Okay. Fat man who eats cheese is in. Thank you. What's the plan for Rakow? Rakow asks Olo. Well, at the minute, it's going to be the main plan is trying to not be going end up in financial ruin, to be honest. Zhakov, we could get some money for him, maybe. So this is the question: do we sort of like try and offset this issue we've got? With regards to financing. Give me a follow on TikTok as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Cheese. Yokohama are looking for a manager again. Time to jump ship, says YT James. I agree, possibly. Ivy Good says place. 3-4-3 says Arrow. No. He's suggesting formations for us now. So we've already got a formation. We've got a plan. We have a tactic. We know what's going on. The issue is going to be the finances. Rakow sure do love using a Bosnian goalkeeper. They had until recently another Bosnian goalkeeper named Kovacevic. Class goalkeeper in FM for quite a few seasons. Excellent. This is interesting as well, by the way. They're suggesting that we could play in the Champions League. Have we played in the Champions League at any point? Obviously not when I've been here. Did they play there last year? I wouldn't imagine so. No. Nothing there for that. But that is very much... Oh, the Conference League 2 years ago. I like how they're going, look, you haven't failed anything. You haven't failed the financial fair play for the Champions League. Well, that's great, because we're not in the Champions League mix. Yeah. Yokohama are City Group, so we certainly wouldn't be touching them. But I was just saying, I was just almost sort of saying out loud, interested that job's come up again. In fact, I think it looks like it's actually gone now. They've already managed to hire somebody. Rakow is the runner-up in the league. Okay, well look, we're 2031 now, so obviously things have changed a little bit. Things have changed a bit around here, and it is, it's very, very different in this world. So Vladan is a good goalkeeper. I see. All right, okay. Now again, we are 8 seasons into the save universe, so trying to sort of like keep up to speed with who's good. Some players might not either still be in the database or might have moved on or are now ridiculously expensive, and we don't have all of the we don't have every league turned on as well. So some suggestions we might not be able to accommodate, sadly. Tim, in on the follow. Appreciate that, Tim. Very kind. Did you know that Vissel Kobe, the team that Iniesta played for, is owned by Villa? Yes, I did know that. Saza says, weird way to start a conversation. I can't see your first comment, Saza, so I don't really know I don't necessarily know what you've said there. So no need to apologise. Unless I've missed something somewhere. Well, Happy New Year, everyone, in the game. Counting down that friendly against Everton, which hopefully isn't going to be cancelled. Bring some much needed funds into the club. Happy New Year. Thank you, Jason. Calispira to you and yours. Lefsky wants to what? What's up? 130 grand? I thought it was $1 million that we're going for. When's Tavernese out of contract? Gotta bump this up a little bit, surely. Why, Callum's in the house. Hello, Mr. Callum. How the devil are you? Hope you're well. Evening, one and all. Welcome to the Callum crew. How's life at Eastbourne? Hope it's all fantastic. Hope it's all going well. Javier Purcell's in with a follow. Appreciate that. Very, very kind indeed. Dice is still Everton manager at some stint. Yeah, so what happens is because I've not got the English leagues turned on, those managers won't move. So you will get that. We'll jump in. Those managers will still be there. Yeah. Because the game just doesn't think about what's actually happening in the background. All good back here, thank you, Callum. All good indeed. We're just we're having a bit of time in Poland, is where we are. Jogger Benito Jameson. Jogger Benito Jameson. That's me. I'm Jogger Benito Jameson. Ooh, I've just seen the Bashistas jobs available again. I'm trying not to get a bit like, ooh, okay, but can't help but be a little bit ooh when there's an option, can we? I mean, they're 14th as well, so they're struggling. Look at that. Oh, definitely got to come in and save them. Itchy feet. Not itchy feet, Callum. As ridiculous as it may sound. Saza, can I ask you a question? Yes, go for it. Go for it, Saza. Of course you can. We're not getting itchy feet, but our club is in financial ruin, I think. So we're £2 million in debt. Last season we were £4.5 million. We haven't got much money for wages. Yeah. We don't, of course, have much with regards to transfer money either. I mean, we might just about be fine. But I've now constructed a story. Yeah, I'm trying my best to become a pro goalkeeper. Can you give me some motivation? Okay, so well, there's a few things that we need to decide on where you are with this one, Zaza. How close to being a professional goalkeeper are you? Like, let's pull all the way back. You know, are you a goalkeeper in the first question? Would I join a content public league at all? No, not at all. GS, not at all. You want to see me in the Zealand one? Well, again, I mentioned this before. I appreciate the follow as well, by the way, GS. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say or not, but I did get invited onto the Zealand one. But I couldn't do it, unfortunately, due to a few commitments, and I couldn't commit the time to be on it. So, in that sense, I would have done that, because it would be great. And there's some fantastic people in there, by the way, so to be considered amongst the best of the best was very, very nice and very humbling. But in terms of like doing a league did you mean with a league with the public? If it's with a league with the public, absolutely not. But the Zealand one, yeah, 100% I would have done that had the stars aligned slightly better. We would definitely have done it. You've been playing goalkeeper since you were 6 and you're now 16. Okay, fantastic. Who do you play for, Zaza? What are you in a team? Have you got trials yet? All the motivation you need is that this is your dream. This is what you've been working towards for the last 10 years. You've been working towards being a goalkeeper. So all you got to do is you just gotta focus it. You just gotta do it. Look deep inside your soul. What is your why? Why do you wake up in the morning? Why do you do what you do? If you can answer that, you start building out, and that's when you'll start to understand: are you cut out to be a goalkeeper? I think you are, and I don't know you, but I think you probably are. But you're the one that needs to work that one out. That sounds motivating enough, doesn't it? Yeah, you reckon? Sounds good. Do we remember Madney? Yes, we do remember Madney, Demetrius. We do indeed. We're very, very, very appreciative of him and his raid the other day. Very, very kind. He's a good man. He's a good man. After that speech, I think I'm ready to be a goalkeeper as well. Do you know what, Callum? Works exactly the same way if you're a left back. Yeah, just change the words. Just change goalkeeper to left back. Interchangeable, but the sentiment is the same, isn't it? Get deep down in there. Why do you do what you do? That's the thing. Once you can answer that, then you know. Jugger Benito Jameson, not Jugger Benito Jameson. Many memories of the gyro box. Can I be a left back and a goalkeeper? Yeah, of course you can. Why not? Why not? I think we could. So sorry, I was explaining the reason that why we haven't got itchy feet, but we are looking at another job already. So we've been here since July, okay, which isn't very long. We're now in January. It turns out, for narrative purposes, right, the club were taken over by a consortium in June. Luigi, appreciate the follow. Very, very kind. So, would being a goalkeeper and a striker be plausible? Have you heard of Jorge Campos, the Mexican goalkeeper, who also played up front? It's completely possible. So yeah, this new Icelandic head of a consortium took over in June. They then appointed me in July. Okay, I've not been given much money to spend. Yeah, but there's a big debt here. Yeah, there's not much loan attached to the club, but we are now insecure. I brought the money into the club, right? I've spent 700 grand. We brought in 1.4 million. Where's the money going? Is this Leeds United all over again? We don't have a lot of money to spend. Transfer budget, 250 grand. Wages, we're under budget. Well, we're over budget, sorry. So yeah, so I'm not necessarily wanting to move, but from a narrative perspective, we could make a case for it. And if Besiktas are sat 5 points above relegation in Turkey, that's an interesting manoeuvre. I don't know if we'll get the job, but is anybody on board with that as a story at this moment in time? Or does it feel very knee-jerky and we are like, we were settled in Finland, we were there for 4 years, we were there for 3 years in Romania, Zaza in on the follow, very kind, appreciate that, Zaza, you've got this. We've moved to Poland, and now I think with everything that's different at the club, I wonder if there's scope for us to sort of like move into the big leagues. So narratively speaking, is there something? Should we have a conversation? It's a bit knee-jerky. Let's hang fire. I think I'm just trying to build a story. Do you know what I mean? And there maybe isn't a story there. The Besiktas jobs will probably come back around. I can understand why it's very fast. Yeah. I almost need to see out the story. See out the season, sorry. And see what happens. Like, so if we don't have any more money as the season goes, and then if I was an employer, I'd feel you're a job hopper. But I've shown incredible restraint in my last few jobs. I was in Finland not getting paid for 4 years, Ruggiero. That's got to count for something, surely. We did want the partisan job. See, Lama does say that. Let's have a chat. Let's have a chat, right? Who are they affiliated with? Fortuna Sittard. Ooh. Finland's a long way in the past right now. It is a long way in the past right now. Let's see what happens, right? I don't think we'll get it. I think it's probably too much, right? But yes, it does feel like a big step. And it feels a bit job hoppy. I'm wondering whether somewhere deep inside am I regretting leaving Farrell. I once did a journeyman where I had to move a new club every season. Even in that, I quit Sampdoria after 5 months and moved to Turkey. Imagine that, leaving Sampdoria of all the teams. Oh, that feels hard. That's what she said. Maybe. We've got to ride this one out. I like the story. I like the story of riding it out and battling with the get your teeth and hair done. I think you know what, Lama, they've done a great job. They've done a great job on you. Yeah, I probably agree deep down that it's a bit early to move, but I do think that the story that I've managed to create feels plausible. Now that the club's finance is insecure, we have a plot point. Not saying it's going to affect us. Tom Tavernese has just refused to join Gothenburg. So even trying to sell players, the players don't want to leave. What's the point of the save? It's a good question, Lama. What is the point? The point of the save, to be honest, really, is if we're going to get into that, there you go, already done. Besiktas have said it's unsuccessful, so that makes our job easier. The point of the save is to try and win either a Champions League or a World Cup, I suppose, technically. So, in that sense, moving would be realistic. But in terms of telling a story or just having a bit of fun, that's also a thing. Deep down, we probably shouldn't be moving. But I guess it's only because Besiktas were like a decent level of stuff. If it was just to move to another middle of the road Polish club or something, it's not for consideration. I love that as well, what Ian said there. Sounds good going to Besiktas, but you don't know how bad it is there and how messed up they are in the same scenario with a different club. That is true. Out of the frying pan into Turkey, isn't it? And that's never a good place. Nothing can go well there. Who took the job? Oh, the Allianz Sport manager. It's a journeyman, not trophy collector. That's fair, Jason. That is fair. Right, we need at least a season. We can't just keep... Yeah. This is what happens, isn't it? Last couple of saves we've done, we've moved, not felt the vibe, and then went, oh, the save's gone a little bit. But we can work this out. And plus, if we've got no money, we've done this before. We've been at clubs that have had transfer bans. This is easy for us. Yeah. I mean, it would have been helpful had that striker moved. That might have brought a bit of money in. End of the season, look at what else comes up. Anything now feels too early. Unless we get sacked. That probably feels fair. That probably feels like the voice of reason, doesn't it? Yeah, give it a year. Like a relationship, give it a year, see how we get on. Llama, 13 months, thank you, Llama. You're wonderful, wonderful human being, you. Genuinely. Appreciate the support, very kind. So we're up against Everton. Let's see how we get on a friendly to bring some cash in. Quick reminder as well, by the way, for everyone who came in on the Callum Raid, or anyone who was in earlier and hasn't caught up. Tomorrow we have the FM Show podcast. Probably the funniest episode we've ever recorded, and that includes ones that have had Llama on. It's the one and only Jamie Hutchinson makes his FM Show podcast debut tomorrow, and it is ridiculous. It is so funny. I said earlier in the stream, we recorded it last night. I watched it again today. Mrs. J has watched it and she's like, yes, just buckled. She's a big fan of Jamie anyway. There's some really, really funny bits in it. So yeah, if you want something that's not fully FM, but it is FM, but it's like a comedian's version of FM, then yeah, that's the episode for you. Oh, Adam Wharton at Everton. Oh, straight down the middle. Keeper saved it. What about that, Adam Wharton? Yeah. It's in fact your real name, which I have no reason to suggest it's not. Joshua Zerke at Everton as well. And Kalela. That was pathetic, wasn't it, Z? Absolutely pathetic. Oh, Butchel gives the ball away. Outrageous and awful Panenka. Yeah, both of those, Jason. Agreed. Out comes Branthwaite. Got a bit of space to work, hasn't he? Oh, pick that one out. That's a decent... That's what Adam Wharton should have done with the penalty. Giving it a bit of blasties. Yeah, that's a great hit. Kevin Kalela over Everton's a hell of a career move. Yeah. Kyunwachu. It's quite a cool name. Right. I'll foul him. To be fair, it doesn't really matter about the result. This is all about bringing money in. And it's very rare that having Everton involved will bring cash in. He's done it again. It's another great goal. Can't begrudge them. Bang. Right, I think that goalkeeper that was wanting to be sold isn't actually our first choice goalkeeper as well. He's not, is he? We could get rid of him then. Try and ease up some of this wage bill. Can't believe the American lad didn't want to go either. Tom Tarvanesi. He could have moved to Sweden. It would have been lovely. Really nice. He could have been, you know, having a great time in Gothenburg, but no. We would have had 400 grand. We're getting hammered here. We've had one shot. We've not played well. Not that it matters per se, but it's all about trying to bring money in. Really, that's what we're doing here. Nothing more, nothing less. Goal is on slow motion mode. I think he is. I think you're absolutely right. We've had little moments though. We've been involved. So that's positive. That's 3-0 now. Oh, 4-0. It's a friendly, it's fine. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. I didn't say it was a morale boosting friendly, did I? Like maybe maybe the other matches can be better for morale. Yeah. This is just about keeping fit in the winter. Is that another one gone in? Nope, not yet. Just about cleared away. Might as well just bring a load of everyone else on. Just right, go and get yourselves some experience, lads. Have a run around. Exactly, a money spinner match. Nothing more, nothing less. Would have been nice to have had more than one shot, but you know what? We came up against a good Sean Dyche side. Let's try and sell this lad again, shall we? Vasilevsky as well. They were trying to get. He wanted to leave as well, didn't he? We could have had $1 million for him earlier in the season, but of course he's decided against it. So we'll get pennies. If even that, he'll probably just end up leaving on a free. Great that the recruitment focus has brought players back because we can't use them. So let's just ignore that. I'm going to let the assistant manager run the next couple of friendlies as well because we don't really need to do those per se. Okay, just for these next two midweekers or mid sorry, during the mid-season break. Again, I love the fact that they've got a recruitment meeting going, oh, look at all these players that you can't sign. This lad, £3 million. Great. I mean, he looks fun, but what are we going to do with this? Nothing. Glagowski, another player, 6'3". Excellent. Out of contract next year. Well, 35 grand, we could technically... Oh, actually, he plays right back as well. Physical, 6'3". Minimum fee of 35 grand. Oh, you know what? I know we're in a bit of financial ruin, but... for 35 grand, let's do that. You know, we've just played Everton, so we're rolling in money. Yeah, in he comes. Mikhail Glogowski. He's a bit of cover, if nothing else, for in case Cardenas gets injured. Because we haven't really got any cover. So, Tristan, the debt is starting to mount up. 2.2 million at the minute. We're overspending on wages by 6 grand. We are trying to move players out of the club, but it's not easy. It's not easy. But we've just tried to bring a money spinning friendly against Everton in, which brought in like 100 grand or something, so that's decent. You had the same thing with Odense. It's just like eventually there's like a downward spiral in it. So we've tried to create or at least I've created a story in my head where the guy who's the new owner has come in, and I'm like, oh, he's the head of a consortium, so I don't know whether that's going to be a thing. They want compensation payments. No. You're not getting a payoff. Not at all. No chance. I like that. He's out of contract at the end of the season. We're looking to accept less money for him than he's worth. And then the agent's going, do you want to give us a bit of cash to make him go as well? No, not at all. Not happening. Love the music. It's been interesting, isn't it? I've got a bit funky tonight, I think. Is that right? Just figured it was like it felt like that kind of vibes. Three 0-0 draws in the league as well. I didn't realise it was that had happened. Like I realised, well, obviously I did realise, but you know when you sort of think like, oh, it's another 0-0 draw, it's another 0-0 draw, it's another, oh, it's three and a bounce almost. When's our next league game? 9th of February against Wisla Plock. So right. Now where are Wisla Plock in relation to us in the league? 5th. Right. Okay. So it's a pretty tough one. We took a downward turn as well from Romania. So yeah, they were 28th in the. So we started 33rd, 32nd, 30th. Oh no, that's the Polish. Yes, we went from 28th to 32nd. So we have taken a little bit of a step down in terms of league rep. Rakow can be off. What's my situation? National C, 2.5 star. Sunday League. Where's me coaching courses? Get me badges in. They're not going to want to do it, are they? Especially if it's going to cost to send me on these courses. It's going to be like, no, TJ, we can't do it unless you can do it via the Open University and get some funding for it. Okay, little 20-year-old striker, Karol Kupisz, wanted by everybody in Poland apparently. Right, transfer window's open, everyone. Okay. Did I do a payment plan for installments? Yeah. I think that's what I'm gonna have to go for, isn't it? So Glogovski's come in as a backup in a fullback. Strom's Godset one. Rakow on loan. Kazmarevich. God, he can leave. Karol Kupisz. Try and bring him in. End of the season, isn't it? So if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm interested to see as you earn money in FM, you could fund your own courses. Interesting you should say that, Tristan. I'm doing I'm looking to make a video with some of the lighter-hearted things that probably won't be in Football Manager in the future, but why not? So things like obviously real managers get to write their pre-match notes in the program, so why can't we on the game? You could potentially you could like raise your public profile or change the public's perception of you by going on a podcast. That could work. Or maybe you get to do international punditry for the World Cup or the Euros. Could do that. Yeah. Community outreach. Yeah. Towards the end of your Journeyman career, you could probably do like the after dinner circuit as well. Zach Thompson by Sullivan Baller. Who's Sullivan Baller? Oh, hang on. They've agreed for the badges. Right, we're using them for all the money. Right. They've decided that fine, you can have your badges. Okay. National B, here we come. Right, Radoslevsky's gone to Christian Sand. Even Harley, how are you, buddy? Welcome in. I like how they've given us some money for the transfer budget out of that Radoslevsky deal. Like, that's not going to help. Yeah, the fans aren't overly happy about this, are they? Where is it? Someone has to be held accountable for this. They will be held accountable, but it's not going to be me. I'm not going to take account. Well, I'll take accountability for it. But it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, all good. All good. Thank you, Harley. Excuse me. You know what? I don't really want to sell you, but he's got a £500,000 buyout clause, so if you can reach the $500,000, fine. If not, he goes nowhere. Let's try and repair this financial damage, shall we? Because again, that would be the realistic way of doing it, wouldn't it? You'd sort of go, look, we don't want to sell you, but players have to go. What we could do is do PSR overinflated transfers. Just make numbers up. Everyone's getting ill. Like, we've tried to send people home, but everyone's still just getting ill. This is not really what we want. After the winter break, we're about to play Wisla Plock, sorry, and everyone's picked up the flu. It's far from ideal, isn't it? Andres Angulo, Colombian. Attacking midfielder, free. Want to buy into Miami. Yeah, he's probably not going to come to us then, is he? Let's get him in on trial, shall we? Just see what he's up to. FM'd by flu. Happens, doesn't it? Where's my expected flu impact? Alright, 3 days. Garley's out for 2 weeks, so probably move him off properly. Right, replace him with actual centre back. Lederman's out. 9 days for the flu. It's probably done in. Pantovic, he's got a virus. Kostic's out for 2 weeks. I reckon, just at the moment, just in case. Actually, Catalona can go up there. Try that. So Shakov might be going out on loan. Okay. Non-negotiable. It's the release clause or nothing. Seems fair, right? I mean, he looks pretty angry, this Angulo lad. Great, menacing eyebrows. What I might do as well is I might potentially cancel the Bruce has now picked up the flu as well. I might try and send Gabby George home so we don't have to pay the agreed fee for him at the end of his loan. Is it an agreed fee or is it an optional fee? I need to double check that. Where have we got? So it's contract details. I think if it hasn't got anything there, then it's an optional, isn't it? Oh, we've already accepted it, so it must be an agreed. That's fine. Has to play 30 games to trigger the fee. Oh, is that right? Well, he's played 3. So at the minute he's fine. Yeah. I was on the contract screen. Do you know what? Doesn't matter how many times I play this game, or how long for. Certain bits I just can't see when I'm watching it. Oh, there it is. Literally staring me in the face. Loan options after 30 games, 600 grand. Okay. That's it. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Tristan. Kostic has gone out to Argesh on loan. Get him to 29, then reserves him. Yeah, 100%. Freeze him out. Make him train on his own. Exactly what needs to be done. Who's dropped their concern of lack of football now? Kostic. Yeah. He's happy now that he's left. You know, so, oh yeah, I'm great now. Tobias Mraz. Yeah. He doesn't look good enough, I don't think. So right, here we go then. Wisla, Plock, and whatever we've got left as a football team. There's not much of us left now. Drop like flies. Let's have it, shall we? Let's get into them. What made me pick this team? I haven't played FM through the years. So basically, we're doing a Journeyman, AJ, and we started out unemployed, no badges, no experience, nothing like that. We don't have the top leagues load up either. We went to Finland for 4 years, which was great. Enjoyed that. Went to Romania for 3 years. It was good. And then we resigned up from Romania. And yeah, this was the option. So we thought we were going to go, well, we were offered a job in Japan with Jubilo Wata. And I ummed and ahed on it. And eventually I was like, well, maybe not, we'll not bother with that. Partizan Belgrade came up, thought, ooh, that would be good. Didn't get that job, but Rakow offered us the a contract. So yeah, here we are in Poland, and I've never managed in Poland before, but it's all right. It's pretty interesting, and like I know I was just looking at the Besiktas job again there a little while ago, but I think that's only because I'm trying to create some sort of narrative as to, you know, would I be able to throw the towel in early doors, move somewhere else? There's no need to, of course, but just with a bit of financial insecurity above my head at the club, it's always interesting to try and work out what your options are. But in the minute, according to the league table, I think we're up to 4th. Come on, Kozurek. Pulls it back. Zimak makes it 2. So that's what I've done. Sometimes I have league rules I love, as all rules are different. Oh yeah. Some leagues are brilliant, like Poland, pretty easy, everything goes. Some leagues super restrictive. Hello MLS. So Sim for Marvel, appreciate the follow, very kind. Thank you for that. Buchel's corner in. I tell you, Buchel's been a great signing, hasn't he? From Dortmund. Zota Mitrovic. That's right. Just keep the hold of the ball, lads. Just move it backwards. So we've gone from a corner all the way back to our halfway line. We've still got the ball though, which is quite good. If the highlight ends with a goal, this is brilliant. Second phase play. Go on, Kozurek. Oh! What about that? Just because we don't score from the corner doesn't mean we don't score from the next phase of play. Wonderful stuff. Beautiful football. Through the keeper's legs. 3-0. 3-0 against a team who started this match in 5th. Maybe the flu's helped everyone. Cardenas, Buchel. It's 4. Is that going to count? Ink DJ, another follow. Appreciate Ink. Very kind. Very kind. Have I signed any players you've managed from previous clubs? Yes. So Gabriel George, who's on the pitch in the midfield here, he's come from Farrell Constanta, so he's on loan at the minute. We do have an option to buy him if he plays 30 games, which I've just found out. So he's in the midfield, so he's come from Farrell. But before that, we didn't really bring anyone from Finland because they weren't good enough, to be honest. But AJ says, I've ended up in Belgium, Club Bruges, ideal, but my favourite I got was a Hungarian team. Oh, nice. Who did you manage in Hungary? Hungary's meant to be fun. Can't get the man, the myth, the legend, Adriano Pace. Oh, he was excellent. He's worth about 10 million quid now. We made him. We made him, didn't we? At Farrell. If we were in like a higher rep league, 100. Like if we were at Besiktas, for example, if that had come off, or if Partizan had come off, 100% we'd have gone for Adriano Pace. It could be 5-0 at half time. This is crazy. Lorenzo, appreciate the follow, my friend. Very kind. Goal stands 5-0 up. I'm not even, like, I can't jump around because this is kind of dumbfounded me a little bit. This is ridiculous. Adnan Razman, any wonder kids in our squad? No, unfortunately not. we're not that lucky, to be honest. We're not that kind of team. We certainly haven't got the pull for Wonder Kids unless we create them ourselves. And we haven't been here long enough to do that. So yeah, at the minute, unfortunately not. It's just the lads we've got. But you would think, having looked at that first half performance, there's 4 of them. But yeah, 3.71 xG, no shots at all from Plock. Goal difference goes up to plus 13 now. That's handy, isn't it? Mesut Kavez, or something I bought for my star boys, my Belgium team, nowhere as good as my current best. I got one. Have I got one Wonder Kid? Have I? Have I got as a Wonder Kid? Oh yeah. Well, the German lads, I'm guessing, are probably Wonder Kids. The lads are on loan. Good point, actually, Mungo. Sorry, AJ, I've just butchered what you've just said there. I think I've just mumbled all the way through it. You've got one player that you brought from another club to your current Belgium side. That makes sense. Right. Gabby George isn't playing particularly brilliant, so we'll get him off. Some younger players on there, get the minutes up as well. I suppose that's the only thing that there is as a rule in Poland, is that you've got to have 3,000 minutes of under 22s. So that's not too tricky to do, is it? Oh, you've done your FM session today. Fair play, AJ. Fair play. If you're in a sessions are hard, aren't they? You know what I mean? Like, we only do 3 hours on the end of the day, but it's the end. Defense is switched off. Just the end of the day, it's just that bit of like, just chill it down, have a nice time. As Lama says, the music's gone a little bit Middle Eastern restaurant. Just a little bit, a little bit. Could I treat you to some labna, possibly? I'm a man of culture, though, aren't I, Lama? That's the problem. I try and like sort of, offer a plethora of tastes. Just giving the ball away again. Intercepted. Nice. We've always said you're a man of culture. Well, they've certainly said something that sounds a little bit like that. Maybe not all the syllables have been used. See, we're just switching off defensively. First time in a long time enjoying it again, which is good. Do I run all the face packs? No. Like, I did for a little bit, and then I just deleted it because I was like, it doesn't really make much difference. And then I almost put them back in today, like with the face generator and stuff. But then I was like, all the players just look the same again. So, like, for the sake of like all the faffing about, I don't really think it adds too much in the game. I might do, but I don't know. Like, we'll see. I get the fact that you make more of a connection with the player, but there's also the thing where I'm just like, it don't really make a difference. And plus, as well, when we're going into like different nations where we probably don't know, we probably don't have the Polish face pack, for example, or the Finnish face pack. It's just going to be random AI generated imagery anyway, isn't it? So, and they all start to look identical as they go through. Yeah. Zimac's out for 3 months with a torn hamstring. So there's our striker. Done for. Great. That's not ideal. But it's fine. That's just all part and parcel of the story, isn't it? How far in the future are we? Well, this is 2031, so this is season 8 now. So, not too far in the future, but certainly far enough to be classed as the future. Yeah, I would say, yeah, future enough. What do you reckon? Look at the time there. I reckon we can get another couple of games in before we wrap up for tonight. Who's been the favourite player we've used in this save? Adriano Pace is the guy. AJ, a new gen who was from Corinthians, and our director of football spotted him at Farrell and said, you might want to consider this guy. And we were like, okay, interesting. We need a striker. We play with attribute masking, so we've got no idea what he looked like. But he wasn't going to cost us a penny. Oh, hang on. Q-Pish is going to join us. Nice. Yeah, so we thought, right, with no attributes on him, we'll just take a punt. The director of football said he's going to be free, so it's not going to actually cost you to bring him in. So we're like, right, fine. Took the punt on him, and he rocked up, and he was incredible. He was absolutely incredible. Like, he was just goals all over the place. 6'5" as well, so it was like exactly what we needed. And yeah, loved him, absolutely loved him. But yeah, we can't get him for this team, unfortunately. What position the coefficients is Poland? I don't know. I've not really been looking at the coefficients because we're not doing it as a builder nation, you see. So I've never really considered where they sit. So where is it? Where's the coefficients? Is it there? Rankings. That's world rankings, isn't it? Competitions overview. Saw it before. Hang on, let's see. Anyone remember where it is? Is it something to do with the world? Oh, there you go. Yeah, National Club coefficients. Right. So apparently, Czech is number 1. So I wouldn't really say it's worked out properly. Poland are 28th in the rankings. Or for the Continental Cups, 25th. Yeah, 25th. Presumably in FM26 that'll be easier to get to. I would imagine. Yeah. Right. Finances still not looking much better. In fact, actually worse. 2.4 million in debt now. We're only £1,000 away from overspending our wages, so that's an improvement. 1.7 million pounds of transfers out now. So we've made £1 million worth of profit, you know. to let these players go because they're out of contract at the end of the season as well. Can't really battle to keep them in. Just being picked off like vultures. Any clauses to sell? Oof. Now there's something in it. Oh, we can get 80 grand. What's that? 30% of his next transfer fee? Is he going to get a transfer fee? I don't know. Also, as well, we're not really going to be here long enough for these clauses to really matter. So, let's just leave them in. You know what I mean? Are my players undervalued? Not necessarily. They're probably. I think there is a bug though, isn't there? There is a bug. I think second yellow card noticed it. I don't know when the transfer values plummet, but there is a bug at some point that does happen. I wouldn't necessarily say that my players are undervalued because my players aren't particularly good. So, right, players are now unhappy around 2031. Well, that's right now then, Z. Absolutely right now, because that's where we are, 2031. So that'll explain any sort of like drop in value of players. So the players want more squad depth, and we can't really bring anybody in. Do I promise to bring more players in? Do I just say, look, this is what we've got? I suppose this is a way of kicking the save off, isn't it? And really getting really getting things going. Go, right, how much are you on my side? There's 10 players in attendance. So this is 10 players. These are the only 10 players who don't have the flu at this point. We could maybe try and convince them, but do we have... I don't really know if anybody's even got our back. Everyone's highly influential, but I don't really think anyone's our friend, particularly. You know. Do what's best for the team. Maybe we try that. Do we stream on other apps? We do. We stream on Twitch, Lovro, and we also stream on YouTube as well. So Tony Jameson FM on both of those. Let's. Oh, they're not happy. They're not happy. Right. I'm not sure I've got any choice. We'll try and sign players. That's great. That's what they want, isn't it? They want players. Fine, we'll go and get players. And if we can't get players, then there'll be a mutiny. Yeah, I don't know what they're after. Extra players. What do they think this is? A proper football club. They wanted left backs. I'm gonna give them right backs. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. All right. You want left backs? Right backs. away from the complaint about other positions. Yeah. I mean, this kid looks pretty good. The problem is that we're trying to bring in a player who's going to play left back to what? To replace the best player we've currently got. Do you know what I mean? Like our best performing player is our left back, Butel. So why would we go and look to replace him? Maybe this is a next year problem when he leaves. I think they're focusing on too much of things that don't really affect them enough at this moment in time. Can he even play left back or is he just wing back? I think he's just wing back, but I don't really think that the players have really thought about it too much. There you go, we've got another one there as well. There's another. I'll just move all the left backs up out of the youth system. AJ, would we ever do an online save with mates? Oh no, well, sort of, but definitely. Well, not with. I think we've been asked a couple of times in the chat tonight about doing it with viewers, and I was very quick to say no for that. But we've got a network save with myself and RDF Tactics and Simaggio on Patreon with the FM show podcast. So we've got that. That's the closest we've got to a proper online save. So yeah, there's a network save, but it's meant to come with the Patreon for the podcast. So it comes out every Thursday or Wednesday. Wednesday for Patreon. We've got a couple more records to do this week with it because we're a little bit behind. One thing or another. So we've got to try and get some more going on there. But it's Serie A. So I'm managing Atalanta, Sai is Napoli, and Aaron is Bologna. So it's quite fun. It's good fun. Honky McConky, name me a team in Serie A to take over in FM. Atalanta. That's what I'd recommend. That's where I am on the network save. So yeah, I would say. So this kid's literally just come in to the first team and now wants to go out for a loan. Like, honestly, these kids don't even want to play. Yes, Azian, welcome in, welcome in. Actually, he could be fine, this guy. Just like short, simple passes, plays no through balls, doesn't dive into tackles. I'm going to stall that because he might actually become okay. Let's add another left back and put a striker in there as well. Jara's a player that we actually sold, so I'm glad they brought him back. Anyway, you can play left back. good enough, but he can certainly play there. And at the minute, it might just be a case of can you play left back? Because that's what everyone's wanting. They're wanting left backs. Yeah. Currently sitting third in the Bundesliga, not too upset. No, good work, good work. Yeah. Is Zealand on tonight, is he? Let's do last match of the evening. I think that'll finish us up for. Well, it won't finish up for February. Some people get upset. It's fine. We'll come back for what looks like a quarter final of the cup on what day will it be? Friday. It's gonna be Friday. That's gonna be interesting, isn't it? Just got promoted. He pulled 5 points out of the bag with Freiburg, Frankfurt, Bayern, Mainz, Schalke, Bayern to start the season. It's not bad in perspective. Faced 4 teams in Europe, established top flight sides. You've got the second half lowest team's wage budget. It sounds like you're doing pretty decent, to be honest. It sounds like you're having a decent run there. Poland's an interesting choice. It is, to be honest. It's a decent choice. I think they're. It's not a bad save. It's not a bad little nation to go manage in, to be honest. So it's got hardly any rules, which is pretty handy. Registrations are fairly easy. Anything goes, just about. So we've got some of this. Lederman's back. Oh, Proust is back as well. Excellent. Who else is back? Garley's back. Oh, we're back to full strength now. Here we go. Go for it then. Okay, so we think final match of the stream tonight. What we got? Lech Poznan, great. Okay, let's just do it. You know, up against the league leaders, the current champions. All we gotta do is try our best, right? I don't do the loan farms. No. Like second yellow card loves it. He loves a bit of loan farming, but for me, it's not. That's not how I do it. I try and keep it as realistic as I can do, because we did build a nation in Greece at the start of the year, start of FM24, sorry, and yeah, it took us a while to get it done, but it was fun. It was fun. We managed to do it without loan farming. We didn't get to number 1, you know. So there's maybe that. So maybe we didn't actually complete it, but yeah, it's a good save. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Petrenko Loki in on the follow. Appreciate that, my friend. Very kind. Where's Buchel? Go on, Buchel. Oh. Yeah, I mean, by realistically, I mean, like, try and not exploit things in the game. Chelsea, of course, would also suggest that's a way around it. And also, as well, Italy have got a free loans within Italy as part of their rules. So I think it's kind of encouraged to keep players in Italy, isn't it? So. Which I suppose you could argue is exactly what you do to build a nation. You know, keeping those players within the confines of the nation there. Oh, off the post. Great free kick. Okay, 0-0's fine. We can take this. Lecker's still top. We're only a point behind Jagiellonia. We might squeeze into the European spots here. Which would be dramatic. Yeah. Look at this, it's a sea of red here, isn't it? Bruce with a free kick again. Oh, goes close again. Can I give you my save, says Nameless King? No. Well, yes, I can in a sense. So if you are subscribed to the channel, then, or if you have the Amazon Prime function and you sign up via Prime, then yes, the save file goes in the Discord. If not, then no. Yeah, we put the end of season save file in there. So it's a sort of like, yeah, if you support the channel, then you can get it. Yeah, you follow, but it's like a subscription. So like if you pay for the subscribe on the channel, then you get access to it. To be honest, Dan, it's a great question. I don't mind the question at all. Can I have the save? It's good, isn't it? It means that someone's obviously invested in the idea of it. I like it. We're on 7 minutes left. We're just about hanging in. I've got a feeling. Oof. I was going to say we're just about hanging in there. I just had that feeling that was going to be a goal right there. I think. Can we get a draw? I would take a draw. Starting to look a little bit like Poznana coming back into it. They're all over us, aren't they? Oh, it was coming. It's been coming. Oh, disallowed. Okay, that'll work. Let's get ourselves a bit more. bit more discipline, shall we? Oh, it's close. It's very close. Let's be cautious as well. Nil-nil. Nil-nil is fine. We'll take that. We managed to we just managed to scrape it, didn't we? But that's fine. That'll do. I'll do. Jason, I've just followed. Can I have your car keys? Reasonable request. Reasonable request. Right. So next up then, on Friday is Corona Kielce in the quarterfinals of the Cup. Then we've got, what's that, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 league games still? And is there any league split? No, there's not. 12 more matches and then that's us done in the league. So, okay. Unlikely we'll get the league finished on Friday, but you never know. Where are we coming in? We're 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Actually, we played as many games tonight, so it's possible that we could actually finish the season on Friday, potentially. That could be fun. Right, let's have a little think about that then for Fridays. Let's go and get ourselves someone to raid into, shall we? Let's go and find who is online and who wants some TJ viewers. Where can we go? There's one person I had lined up, but they've just gone on a break, so let's not go and dive in there, because that'll be awkward. Who else is around? Maybe someone we haven't seen before. That would be quite good. Maybe it's someone we've seen before. That'd be fine as well. Let's have a little look, shall we? What have we got? Right. Okay. Pentagon style. Let's go and do pentagons. Okay. Cool. Go and give this dude a follow. Give him some love. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the week, everyone. We'll see you all on Friday. Check out the FM Show podcast tomorrow. You will not be disappointed. Okay? Lots of love, everyone. Speak soon. All the best. Bye now.